Hello everyone, Cheshire the Cat on the scene, with the last episode I am recording today. It is 1 in the morning, I'm very tired, but it's the final trial of Miles Edgeworth. I like how all 4 of these court cases somehow connect to the DL6 incident. This is it, Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Wow! What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. Guess the shock hasn't worn off my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum, as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. What are you doing? Sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a little pat on the back. Maya, maybe you shouldn't go out. Maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Warrior, pal! What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. You know, just about 600,000 volts. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. What smells like burnt leather? Don't mind us. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We've reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. As the prosecution to submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence at every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement? Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? Objection. The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Strippers, what? Oh shit, I'm not at the club. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Patty, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I knew one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. And lurking guard points for being mode. Hey, listen, we don't need to talk about it. But also, thank you. So, my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well. Begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I'm really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Pa, you see. Food? Yeah, Polly's a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. There's a big pet shop downtown. You weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? I kinda got lost, you see. How is that bird still alive?
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack.
Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that.
I see.
So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses.
I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow.
You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
Yep, seems like it.
How could you know that you don't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are.
The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If he claims he's lying, then show the court proof.
I'm supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head. It's impossible.
I'm glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright.
Actually, I do have evidence. Well, witness, please continue. I have the bird. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. How can you say that you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right?
Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible.
I have to prove he's lying about his memory. It's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of past or lack thereof into question. Does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of those statements are lies. Order. Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness his name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. Figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, I find that if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive.
Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. But allow me to repeat once more. This witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yanni Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. How are you going to prove it? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. We'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see, that makes sense.
so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? What? No fingerprints? Before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yep. Actually, yeah, I can attest to that. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past? Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we'll not be able to prove his identity. Except we still can. No!
What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Seems that the case has been decided, no?
No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There is no one who can testify to the witnesses. No one.
What are we going to do? We consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief,
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Karma. Actually, wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? That's actually not a bad idea. Listen now, Nick. No, you're not going to... Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Mr. Von Karma up?
On my proposal?
Exactly, Your Honor. I'd like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. I have returned. Welcome, Switch. This is the last trial. Woo.
Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce! I object!
Wait a second. You're the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please, be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes from it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Yeah, bring me the bird. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Von Karma's read every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. I think I actually remember this. I always thought this was really funny. It's a parrot. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Hello! Dude, imagine being so desperate for shit you go way to question a bird. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Alright. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Hello, squawk. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. Want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? Oh, have we forgotten something? Well, 2 days ago. Burb. Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk! Don't forget DL6, squawk! If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello, hello. Squawk. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hello, hello. Squawk. Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. He retrained the bird.
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Damn it. Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Train her not to respond if we ask her for something? Well, guess we should try to get some information of her. You know the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Hello, hello, squawk! Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, let's just check this information here. Hello, hello, squawk! Ow. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect to see anywhere. Right. What's the safe number? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228! 1228! My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. 1228 was the date of the DL6 case.
Ha! Ridiculous. How can you treat a number to a safe to tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Here.
The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to the safe number? The case summary, I believe. It's on the case summary page. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident? December 28th?
Well, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on the safe is 1228. Oh! He used the date of the DL6 incident as a number for the safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him.
I see. This certainly is an interesting coincidence.
People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing.
Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence for a murder trial. We need some other corroborating evidence. How am I gonna find that? Heck, we're getting closer. One more. If we can get just one more piece of evidence. Very well, witness, you may continue. Well, there's only one other question we can ask. Let's say hello. Does it get anywhere? What's your name? Polly, Polly, what's your name? Polly! Polly! Is that right? I think we've established the bird's name as Polly. Its identity. It's got to. Yes, it does.
Ah, fascinating. Claim the parrot's name will prove the owner's identity, and show us the proof.
Heck, don't you think you're taking this bluffing a little too far? Listen, you're to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. Do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, proof is that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... In here?
It's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting time.
That's right, please show us the page. The victim data? I'm sorry. It's not on this page. A bluff, as I expected. Then deny your claim, Mr. Wright. The witness may continue.
Hello, sir.
Okay. There's gotta be a way to connect her name to the case. Orb. Upstairs, the name is Polly. Okay. It's gotta have something to do with this. She's an elevated district. Oh! Fiance, Polly Jenkins! It was on the file! Right here. On the suspect data page. Spencer fell asleep. Dude, I'm so tired. Spencer fell asleep, so now I'm bored. I'm struggling to sleep. Oof. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly? Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that's possible. Yeah, on their own, they're not really evidence, but when you put the two of them side by side...
Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Oh, Mr. Phoenix, right? Does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé?
She's only 7...
She's only 7 years old.
God, I hope the hell not. That's enough. I think we reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker from the boat shop. Immediately. Yeah, you. Witness, tell us your name.
Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember.
No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi! So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma? Where is Mr. Yogi?
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
And the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is...
innocent. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? Alright, Edgeworth, all you have to do is not run your mouth and then we're out of here. There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant of Mr. Miles Edgeworth not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. Damn it, Miles. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No... Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. For revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was murderer of the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Oh, what do I do? Judgment's already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
We must hear this new statement.
Damn it. Maybe he did count on that just to turn it against us.
We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean, in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for the DL6, the statute of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me. Damn it, Miles, you were this close. I know I'm just a PNG, so I can only go so far with that, but this close! Damn it, man. Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. Crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how we should deal with this.
Bah. It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here, right now. We tried this man for the crime 15 years ago.
He was 9.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During the time, I'll consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned.
I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all your effort. Mr. Edgeworth? I don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But that's the truth. deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy! Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. Getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. Ow. He confessed that he did. In court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. But I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. You can kiss my ass later, Edgeworth. Now then, I'd like to resume our trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt, has confessed his crime. Let's begin by hearing his testimony. And, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 runs out today. It's unconventional for me. I'd like to run this one by the book.
It's the DL6 incident. What the fuck is even going on? So the DL6 incident was a murder that happened 15 years ago where Miles Edgeworth's father was killed in an elevator. And it also connects the police to the Faye family, who hired a spiritualist to try and summon his father's ghost to get him to admit to who the killer was. But apparently the spirit gave him false information, because it's believed he wanted to defend his son, who may be the killer. But the thing is, it was a big accident. They were stuck in an elevator during an earthquake. Yanni, Yogi, Edgeworth, and his father were all trapped in an elevator for 5 hours. When Yanni Yogi went to attack his father in a hysterical panic due to lack of oxygen, Miles threw the gun at them and it fired, and they believe it shot his father through the heart. So he's admitting to the killing of his own father, which doesn't make sense. Last I checked, guns don't fire when you just chuck them at somebody. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. On Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? DL6 also happened during another incident, but that's for a way later game. Soda! Long time no see! How you doing? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. That's like the whole point of the trigger guard. What the fuck?
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
Did both yesterday and this morning. Hey! It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about the dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That'll be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi, wanting them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot and then a scream. It was a terrible scream, and I remember it to this day. That's all.
And until now, you thought this memory was a dream?
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events.
Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah. That day I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake started trapping us in the elevator. I lost our composure and began to argue, and something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi because I wanted them to stop fighting. Right there. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked.
So you were saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi?
I was in a daze. A moment later, there was a single gunshot and then a scream. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot and the horrible scream. The scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. To this day? Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I'll ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of the testimony that contradicts the evidence. But I don't know what it means. Better find that out quick. When was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details.
Convenient. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. Time to question everything. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first. Then as time passed, no one came to help. My father and Miss Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... just then, something heavy fell at my feet. Was it a pistol? I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. Safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. That wouldn't be enough.
And you picked it up. What happened next?
Even if you threw it, unless your finger literally hooked on the trigger, and even then, that would cause the bullet to fire back at you. A little gunshot and then a scream. Except... where was it? No oxygen, no clues at the scene. Defense attorney returning the wild sun. The weapon was fired twice. There. That's our argument. Are you sure you only heard 1 gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. It plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you?
I don't accept this as evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. What page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? The victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. It says quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first gunshot was an accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter that fired the second shot?
Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
Actually, there is. The 25-minute gap.
You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we've heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any other proof that this shot was fired? Something else to do with the case?
Yes. Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible.
Now, Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Firing your pistol is related to this incident. Let me see here. Let me see. Alright, still bears clear ballistic markings. For the scene of the murder. I don't need any of that. Where was it? I guess I don't have that one. Let's see here. Time with the scene. Suicide. A one bullet, maybe? So there's two different bullets to have possession of. Yeah, but we only have one. Mr. Wright, please think of how we feel having to look at this evidence time and time again. Ridiculous evidence, I feel well mocked. Any harm by it, Your Honor? Any harm. Not doing any harm are two different things, Mr. Wright.
Try again.
God damn it. We have evidence that the second firing of the pistol was on the instant. Ugh. Huh. I wonder. The two shots? Wait, that was a casing, never mind. Maybe? Ah, damn it. Ouch. Oh shit. Ah! There! Got it! Look at this photograph. Why is there a second bullet hole up in the window? This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim is lying there as Gregory Edgeworth. It proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves two shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please, get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. Right up here. That should be obvious. The contradiction is here. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Now, Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright,
What are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the fire rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright, who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
Case summary? It's on page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found at the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered at the scene.
Unless if it hit something. He does have a point.
The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door.
Order. I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It's highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. All we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? I'm wrong about this whole incident? No, Nick, why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. It looks like I was wrong. If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing.
Again...
No. You said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. When I saw the photograph, I thought the 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. The person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick.
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. The shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely.
I'd like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, but that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Damn it, Miles. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce the verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now!
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying. My mind's gone blank and I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? I have an objection. Your Honor? I object.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Nick? No, his case is perfect. Ugh. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. Seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor! The second bullet. It existed. What? Well, we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just... someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. Who? The murderer.
The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how could they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. It's pretty easy to find it if it's lodged... Oh. Well, that changes things. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to find the bullet? The murderer didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent all day for a stray bullet? He wasn't looking for a stray bullet, he got hit by it. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it. Murder, what does that mean? Thinking too normal. Think crazy. Jesus, Mia, can you stop trying to blind me? Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you'd have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there, you know? Actually, wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside. Yes, when the bullet went through the glass, there was someone standing outside. Two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges in the bullet. The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. Woo! The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you're saying.
What you are saying, deny it! Deny it! No one involved in the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember that Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that. Wait, Jesse, wait. I think it's Von Karma. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and last vacation he's taken in many years. The metal detector. What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of the shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. Yeah! Ah, good thinking. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma! Oh, man. That's right, you seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murder came from outside. Oh, God. 15 years of lead poisoning, though. Ouch. The murder came from outside. Can you give us the name of our suspect? Should I come out and say it now? Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. Von Karma! Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? Bah! You don't object? It would explain why he keeps grabbing his arms like that.
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated to me. Have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who this doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? He'll pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane!
I mean, I've seen it done.
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out yourself.
Not accurately, anyway.
Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
I can! Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Where's the metal detector? Right here. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is the bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
You don't mean...
I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Again, 15 years of lead poisoning, though. That has to be a detriment. Is yours? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find.
Objection. I refuse!
You refuse? But refusing this means... you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests to be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call suspension for this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. What does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. And there it is. He reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you?
was afraid this would happen. And so, I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
Damn it. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything.
Yes, you do.
It's Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I.
Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. Don't even have any of the DL6 evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. Sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Von Karma.
You what?
You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought you dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. The ballistic markings. That's a bullet?
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. It was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. And if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings of those to this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. And that's why he wanted Edgeworth gone. Because he knew the kid had heard the scream from the repeating nightmare. My hair! Get away! Away from my father! Ugh. It's the scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma! It was you who screamed! What if he just broke the elevator window for air instead? I mean, isn't that kind of what happened when they passed out? Mr. Von Karma. Ah! Edgeworth! Only you would dare to find me! So it was you. You and your father were my curse! Your father shamed me with his penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death!
Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry.
On Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth? All this over a perfect record?
It was a shock like nothing I'd ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. Lights must have gone out. I went out to the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was my destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would come to open that elevator door? Judge!
What?
What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it.
Very well. It appears that we've come a very long way to the end of the Miss Maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. Oof. Nick! Nick! We did it! Did you see his face? Upon Karma looked even paler than usual. He was pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick! Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. You know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah. I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Woo! Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoa. I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all! Lotta! Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats! Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. Wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar if no one was there. You were the witness to the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, bygones are bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh?
It's over, Nick. Like, my life's over.
But why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
It's Fiance. Just going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. Just leaving me behind.
Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy! Like, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy! Here, a little gift for me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Hey, Butts! You come along tonight, too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, doesn't that place talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Yeah. It's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh. What a weird amount. It's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick? Isn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38. No. No! Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, say well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know, I know. Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this year is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Like Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick, that was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it! What does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did! Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. The death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if only I'd known, I'd have become a prosecutor! Same goes for me. Only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I'd known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right? Hey, y'all! Line up, take a photo! Hey, photo time, let's go! And after that, dinner on me! Detective Gumshoe took us out in the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. 5:02 a.m. I went a little overboard yesterday. Oh, my head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I want to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. Become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! The first trains for the mountains have already left! To the station! I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Of course he's gonna stop her. Wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes. Only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Oh, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Crossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have it as evidence that you helped. Evidence? The bullet. Oops. Huh? Sorry. Uh-oh. I think about I don't understand this evidence either. I pressed even. But one day I'll come back and be useful. Promise. So this is it. See you soon. I think I hit the wrong one. Thanks, Nick. But yeah, she grabbed the bullet. I just hit E way too quickly. Whoops. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur.
Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim.
Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh. Got a bad feeling about this. Nice! Wow. In one stream. Hey, pal. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop. Detective Gumshoe. Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Hell yeah. Graphics Kumiko Suikane. Except if I recall correctly, I actually haven't beaten the game. How long have you been streaming, man? I started at 10 a.m. and it is now... Yes. Well, and my stream got disconnected. Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. Oh. Owie. Alright. Is there a skip credits button? Because I need to... Oh, right. Yeah, I remember him. Busy lately. You know, don't ring my bell. I'm sure he's grateful. Yeah. Oh, is there a way to... Is there not a way to skip this? Uh-oh. Phoenix Wright? Ah, the defense attorney from whom I wrote that affidavit for. Yes. Well, you should know, I've taken over management of the Gay Water Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Wow, I didn't think I'd actually do this. Ahem. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Ah, yes, me as understudy, was he not? Wonder how he's doing. I haven't seen him late. Ah, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. You really like that quote, huh?
Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix.
Well, they put on... You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. River Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix? Oh, boy. Wow. That was actually kind of painful.
I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is ahead. Show that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eyes till the show's over. Wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know.
Wait, is he the pretty pink princess? Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. Sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but I didn't have the time, so I sent her some pretty pink princess trading cards. Says you can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living anyway? What, she sent herself all the way out to Hokkaido? Or Nagasaki?
Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But, you know, I was stuck in the studio the other day. And I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. What kind of a shock for a boy in my tender age.
Oh, never mind.
I remember, right? That lawyer guy. Me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know, that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there was a ghost.
Mia! Talent, I'm gonna be famous. Huh. Wow. Alright. Oh yeah, this was a Capcom game. Yeah, we still got one more. A brand new episode has been added. Save progress from this point? Yes. Right here. Oof. But, I'm a level with y'all. I think. Oh, the community fan favorite case of all time. Well, for the folks on YouTube, this has been the longest episode yet because of those credits. This is Xeshire the Cat, signing off. I guess we'll see you in the bonus episode. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.